If Noah Hanifin's average annual value is $7.35 million, how much would Jonathan Marchessault command on the open market?
Starting
We talk
already.
about that when we return right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast, and please make sure to subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by Indeed. When you need to hire, you need Indeed. Go to Indeed.com/lockedon. Thursday, VGK signing Noah Hanifin. To an 8-year contract extension worth close to $60 million. Hanifin, 27-year-old, and a 44-point performer this season. The defenseman, 11 points here with VGK, as we know, acquired from Cal Gary at the trade deadline. He was a pending free agent. And remember, Hanifin turned down, we talked about it on this show, he turned down almost exactly the same amount of money, 8 years, $60 million, the contract with the Flames. However, someone pointed out yesterday on the X Factor on X that, of course, there's no state tax here. So it's worth a lot more. So it's the same deal, but he makes a lot more cabbage here in Vegas. Meanwhile, Jonathan Marchessault, 33, this is like tail of the tape, 33 years old. And I'm thinking a 2 to 3 year deal in the vicinity of $8 million plus AAV. How much? You said that he would take a hometown discount. Dude, absolutely not. I told you no at the time, for crying out loud.
I've said a lot of things as of late. We got probably 6 WTFs brewing out of this. So, I mean, I guess the first question is, okay, what does this mean for Marchessault? And first, let's give McCrimmon his flowers. Let's give Hanifin his welcome. This is a good contract for a great player just coming into his prime. Like 26, 27 years old is the magic age now for a lot of players in their NHL careers, or in Jonathan Marchessault's case, 33 years old. But point being is, that 26, 27, 28 window, that's really when it starts for players. And you're seeing some players have very effective careers into their low and even some cases mid-30s. So we're going to have Hanifin until he's 33, 34 years old, assuming, nothing happens down the line. There's all sorts of stuff that got with trades and stuff. But point being is, as of right now, this is a very nice contract for someone who's going to be an absolute integral part of the defense and now becomes part of this Golden Knights core that is going to be together for a very, very long time. I mean, the Golden Knights, they keep finding ways to extend their Stanley Cup window right now. And they're not just making deals to get these plug and play players for now, like the Tatar was and stuff like that back, and some other just kind of random players that the Golden Knights have acquired for short terms. Hurdle, same thing. This was possibly the most important trade deadline for, I guess, phase 2 of the Golden Knights, right? If we're going to chop the Golden Knights early ages to the first, the
early years and the
early years and
years.
The late years,
the golden years.
Yes, the golden age, or like you like to say, the golden age sometimes,
They
whatever.
are the golden Knights.
That's your thing. Just let's look at this core right now that looks like it's going to be at least until 25, 26. All right. Eichel, Hurdle, Carlson, shut up, Tony, Ivan Barbashev, Nicholas Waugh. On the defensive side, Pietrangelo, Whitecloud, Hanifin, and the almighty Ben Hutton right now, who's going to be our savior this season. Mm-hmm. So it's a nice core. Now, Marchessault, that's obviously where the key word today, which it probably shouldn't be, but it's probably going to be because that's just what we do here as of late, including myself. Sinbin put something real nice together about the remaining monies that the team will have as it sits right now. The Golden Knights, long story short, have about $7.5 million to work with. Here's the UFAs: Marchessault, Stevenson, Mantha, Amadio, Carrier, Martinez. RFAs, Dorofeev, Korczak, Patera. Those three are all getting between $1 million and $1.5 million right there. So that's $4 million gone. Waivers exempt are going to be Brisson and Cormier, so they're still going to be under contract for a minute. So there's going to be moves in the offseason. There's going to be moves in the offseason, especially if Marchessault is going to be part of the picture.
Right, for sure. So is it safe to say no extensions for players like Chandler Stevenson and Alec Martinez?
Yeah. Well,
who else?
Yes.
And how
yes,
do they get rid of
I
White
don't
Cloud
see,
now? Because I think they've soured on him.
I don't see a path for Stevenson next season. We've talked. Stevenson's best path to keeping his security in Vegas, take the money out of the equation, just to get a fair market value contract, is if he can prosper on the wing, which we'll see if that's going to happen or not. Martinez, I wouldn't pencil Martinez out because
hometown discount.
Well, that's no 36-year-old, 37-year-old missing a lot of games discounts. Probably a better way to say it than the hometown discounts. He could very well take a low contract just to stay in Vegas. Who knows? Who knows? So Stevenson gone, Martinez probably gone. Going a little deeper, Carrier, I don't see a path to him. Amadio, I wish they could find a way, but we'll see. And Mantha, I think Mantha's going to be, here you go. Here's the prediction. Mantha becomes this year's Riley Smith / Ivan Barbashev situation involving Shea Theodore.
Okay, I'm just so curious to see like Hanifin in the playoffs too. And why did VGK decide to announce this just now? I could see where they could have negotiations, just like they're doing, and keeping Marchessault at bay and all that. Why announce this contract now? And does that sour someone like a Jonathan Marchessault and all those other free agents right now because they're doing it in season? And typically your guy, Mr. Eyebrow, he's the one that says, "Oh, there's no talk, no discussions about any contract extensions in season." Baloney.
No.
I just made that up. Let me have fun, dude.
That's not what
it's
WTF. I know, but I'll push back a tiny bit. The Golden Knights and many teams take the path of not discussing their contract situations publicly until something happens. And if the players want to talk about it, then they talk about it. So that's how the Hanifin situation came together. Marchessault, there's some real good reading between the lines. And also Hanifin and Marchessault have the same agent, Pat Brisson, by the way.
Brisson, yeah.
So we'll see how that plays out. But Brisson made some interesting comments.
You know who else has the same agent? Brendan Brisson. Come on, dog. Wake up.
Let me drink more coffee. Hold on.
Okay. Marchessault, 41 goals, 67 points this season in 78 games. He's been Mr. Durability, and his agent, Pat Brisson, or we call him Briso around here, said VGK and Marchessault have had several discussions already about a contract extension.
Okay, so let's dive deeper into that statement. Brisson made the comment that sometimes you're not there yet in that same statement. And then furthermore, no air quotes. This is just general quotes.
That's not a word, furthermore. It's furthermore, I think.
Farther and more. Farther dash more. Farther. Shut
okay.
Up, Tony. All right, so Brisson made the comment. It's 2 shut up Tonys already. Brisson made the comment that Marchessault likes it here. And he mentioned about him being a Stanley Cup champion and a Conn Smythe winner.
Conn Smythe.
When agents are making statements like this through the media, it's not just because they want me and Tony to have something to talk about. It's not because they care what the fans know or don't know about the extensions. It's just a calculated statement that is made just as a reminder that, hey, my guy's worth some money here. He's done a little something here. Agents aren't talking just to have a conversation through the media, going back to Alan Walsh and the bloody sword and all the stuff that idiot talks about. it's the same thing to a degree. Brissan's not tweeting bloody swords, or he goes about his business in a different manner. But at the end of the day, it is a calculated statement to make when an agent talks to the media when they have a UFA on the books, whether it's trying to build his value in Vegas or just as a reminder about what he did, or should he move on elsewhere? It's one of the other 31 franchises. Like, hey, you want a Conn Smythe winner who just won a Stanley Cup? Yeah, okay, let's talk. And by the way, what are you bidding?
Yeah, VGK really had to be creative with this contract. All they did was take the contract that was proposed in Gary, and they just put it into effect here.
It says how much people want to be out of Cal. Gary.
Will this be a distraction, though? I keep going back to that. And did you listen to the Colasar interview again where he says,
I did.
You need to do that. You need to do this. That's not about him. It's not about accountability. It's not about the team.
All right, so two things. One, a fourth line winger is not the voice of the team. And when I say that, I mean that respectfully. When Colasar makes a statement like that, don't read too much into it. He's sounding off about the game and the effort the team put in.
No, not himself, because he was a leading scorer in that game.
Exactly. Now, Marchessault, if he's out there making comments like you, I take that a little bit differently. Mm-hmm. We had something else we were going to talk about right before that with the contract
about a distraction.
That's good. Apparently I got distracted. I got distracted by the distraction. So apparently it is distraction. Listen, let's be clear about one thing right now. Every single person that has signed a Vegas Golden Knights contract knows exactly what they're getting themselves into. They saw the Fleury situation play out. They're watching the Marchessault situation play out. They saw the Riley Smith situation play out and a number of other circumstances. Kelly McCrimmon, George McPhee, Bill Foley, they care, but they don't care. All right. They do not give a flying you-know-what about
a
flying Friday about the name on the back of the jersey. They care about winning championships, and they care about the logo on the front of the jersey. All right. And that's just what the business of the Golden Knights is. And that's probably what triggered a bit of an emotional response from me involving Marchessault yesterday. Silly me for taking the bait, I guess. But point being is McCrimmon's going to put whatever he feels is the best team out there to win a Stanley Cup this year and then next year. But now McCrimmon's building for the future too. That's the other thing here. McCrimmon's actually building something, whereas it seemed a little more about the now. Now the Golden Knights are building. So you got all those other clowns out there, like Josh Fitz, bus rolling the Golden Knights and stuff. The Golden Knights, like it or not, they're going to be around for a minute, whether they're winning Stanley Cups or, getting deep into the playoffs or not. That's obviously a year-by-year situation. But the Golden Knights will be relevant as far as a team that could possibly compete for a Stanley Cup for the next 5-6 seasons. That's how long this core is set up, and they're going to keep on replacing pieces of the core. So,
all right.
Is it a distraction? No. We're going deep in this. Is it a distraction? No. Everyone expects the business of the Golden Knights. I'm done.
Okay. You should see the way I run meetings. Let's go. Coming up next. Yeah, they don't let me run too many. Coming up next, we will preview the weekend games right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
Locked on, whatever.
With Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start as low as just $292 per year for $1 million of coverage. Some options offer same-day approval, and you can avoid unnecessary medical. Policy Genius is convenient. It's also time-saving. Policy Genius will help you to compare your options from top companies, and their team of licensed experts is on hand to help you talk through everything. Talk to a team of award-winning agents who will definitely help you through the process step by step. And you can easily compare quotes from America's top insurers in just a few clicks to find the lowest price. And you know what? You might not be as well covered as you really think. Your work life insurance policy might not offer what you think, might not have enough protection for all of your family's needs. And even worse, it may not come with you if you ever leave your job. Think about that right now on this Friday edition. Policy Genius gives you an unbiased advice stream from a licensed expert and a good support team. Thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and also on Trustpilot from customers who found the best fit for all of their needs. You can check life insurance off of your to-do list in no time at all with Policy Genius. That's right. Head to policygenius.com/LockedOnNHL. Again, policygenius.com/LockedOnNHL, or click on the link in the description to get your free life insurance quote and see how much you could save. Again, policygenius.com/LockedOnNHL. Wow, that inflection. Welcome back. Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. We appreciate you doing so. And today is WTF. Tomorrow, the Chris times Chris Jr. show. Did he get his X account yet?
He's still no. I've been showing him some of my interactions and stuff because, well, my Twitter page is fun, and he's like, I need my own X page.
He does.
Like he's telling me like when he agrees with something I say, and like when I would be on the other people's side, like he's on the Coyotes side. He thinks I'm being mean to the Coyotes right now, which is fine. I probably
which is true. Which is very true. Of course, in our third segment today, we have those WTF. All your comments out there.
Let's get through segment 2 fast.
We got to do this because all we're going to do is say, all we're going to do in this segment is talk about how friggin' rigged the schedule is with two teams. You got the Wild, they come in, and then they play a back-to-back on the tail end. And then you've got the Avalanche coming in. I almost call them the Colorado Rockies. That's how far back I go.
It used to be the Rockies.
Okay, well, you got the Rockies coming in. We'll call them the Rockies for argument's sake. So they play against Winnipeg, right, today, and then they come in on Saturday. They play on Saturday at home against Winnipeg in a matinee, which will end about 5. They'll get here 7 o'clock at night. They play the quick turnaround game on whatever that cartoon junk is here in Vegas the following day. Against the Golden Knights. So the Avs are just screwed themselves here. It's just, come on, you can't tell me that this schedule isn't rigged, Golick.
Shut up, Tony.
I deserve that one. The Colorado
Listen, okay. Talk about the schedule. We've had it crammed down our throats by Coach Cassidy and the players the entire season about their perspectives of the schedules. So if we're going to talk about the other teams and their situations, I think it is important
to practice either of these teams. You know that.
What's that?
They have no time to practice.
The other teams, the Golden Knights are listen, it's a schedule. It is what it is. I still think Edmonton is the team that stands the most to get it busted off in their keister if they wind up playing their first playoff game on Saturday the 20th. So the schedule is what it is, and you know what it is. I don't know. I mean, that's my perspective on it. The games are what they are, and the teams are who they are as far as who their opponents are. The Golden Knights' current situation, they are wild card number 2 with 92 points. If the playoffs started today, the first round opponent is the Dallas Stars. Dallas Stars most likely are going to lead the Western Conference when the schedule, when everything wraps up. Although they lost 3-0 to the Jets or something last night. That was interesting. So the Jets looking like coming into good form. Golden Knights right now are ahead of the Blues by 3 points, 1 game in hand, and everyone's gonna throw is there gonna be confetti on the ice if the Golden Knights clinch the playoffs tonight?
Champagne.
That's what it feels like it's gonna happen. The Golden Knights are making the playoffs. Stop even worrying about that. Will the Golden Knights get up to wild card 1?
No.
And pass the Preds, or will they catch the Los Angeles Kings and get to the Kings? They're 3 points behind the Kings. They're 3 points behind both right now with 1 game in hand on both.
Okay.
Wild card 1 is Gin right now. That's the Vancouver Canucks in the first round. That's where the Golden Knights want to be.
They're in the playoffs. They clinched last night. 7 games in a row. I think they've won at home. And Fiala now 7 goals in his last 13 games.
Look, the Kings are good. The Kings
pass along some knowledge today.
No, the Kings are. Listen, the Kings are going to be a tough out, although they weren't that tough of an out for the Edmonton Oilers last year in the first rounds. But well, we'll see what happens. I mean, listen, the Kings are kind of doing what the Golden Knights did, right? The Kings last season or early this season shot out of a cannon, leading the Pacific on and off for a lot. They slowed down. I thought Seattle was actually going to pass them at one point when the Golden Knights were also struggling really bad. But the Kings down the stretch are starting to figure it out. Golden Knights will get Marc-Andre Fleury tonight, so that'll be
They will.
an exciting night. Yeah, Fleury is already the known starter for tonight's game, so that's a good thing. And yeah, it'll be a fun night at the Fortress. Always good when Marc-Andre Fleury's out there. Always brings smiles to people's faces. And yeah, wonder if maybe Marchessault to the Minnesota Wild in the offseason.
That'd be fun. Okay, knowing that the Wild let VGK off of the hook by pulling the goalie in overtime, do we feel Minnesota might have a little bit of a chip on its shoulder? We are going to cite on this program only Rule 84.2. Minnesota forfeiting the point because they let up the empty net goal there. But in any event, this was a pivotal game for the Wild, too. They were just 6 points back of VGK, and things might have turned out differently if they don't gamble in that game.
Sure, you can say that now. That's easy to say right now. But I mean, the Wild situation where they needed 2 points, they didn't need one. I mean, if the Wild have one more point, they're at 84 points, and they're 8 points out of the playoffs instead of 9 points out of the playoffs. So at the time, that point I think is irrelevant. And listen, the coach is gambling. I mean, the coach is gambling. It worked once, it didn't work once. So be it. What can you do? It's fun.
Yeah. Marchessault potted the game winner there. VGK losing the 3 straight by giving up 16 goals. And this is going to be, I think, the thing, again, that you really do need to look out for, because Gary last night in Los Angeles, Chris, they were a little bit on the headhunting edge there. You really do have to be cautious here for teams that are outside of the playoffs looking in, nothing to play for except perhaps their future and their jobs and all that. So I guess Frederick Gaudreau and Matt Zuccarello are both out due to personal reasons. And then the Avs, the Rockies. Just again, this is so rigged as we see this Avalanche team hosting Winnipeg on Saturday at 1 o'clock. Then they come here to the Fortress on Sunday at 12:30. And so Colorado Sunday looks like they're going to wind up second in the Central Division behind Dallas, and they might play the aforementioned Winnipeg Jets in the first round. So that could be a really tough game on Saturday heading into Sunday. Winnipeg has won that season series. I looked this up last night, 3-0 over the Avs. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, Winnipeg, it's a fun story. It's a fun story, right? They kind of trade the house, so to speak, and addition by subtraction.
Who we're going to see in net? Justice Noonan, whatever his name is, that guy. Who knows? Mikko.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he's obviously a younger. So you think Georgiev goes on Saturday?
Yeah, I think
that
so.
Could
you
be.
want it? They have to make a statement, I think, against Winnipeg. So I'm saying,
yeah, I mean, that's obviously that could be the Central. That could be second place in the Central, home ice in the first round. So we'll get the leftovers on Sunday.
Okay, Mikko Rantanen is out. He was a victim of that Matthias Ekholm, his blindside legal hit on a back check there when they played, and Rantanen had played in 161 consecutive games.
Wow.
And so the McKinnon line now has McKinnon, of course. Couldn't be his line without him. And then Jonathan Drouin is on that line, and Arturi Lehkonen. And so they had to make some adjustments. And so we'll see how that shakes out. But I don't want to go any further and belabor the point and talk about these previews and how rigged this stinking schedule is without us leading into WTF. What the Friday comes your way next right here.
WTF.
That is a WTF in and of itself, right?
The whole second segment was WTF.
Okay, comes your way next right here on Locked On Golden Knights. When you are drafting your fantasy team, do you ever wish that you could handpick the best stars for your business team? And how? You really do. And if you are building your talent roster, you need Indeed. Indeed is the hiring platform where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Don't spend hours on multiple job sites looking for candidates with the right skills when you could just do it all with Indeed. And you could find the top talent fast with Indeed's suite of powerful hiring tools like matching, assessments, and virtual interviews. If you hate waiting, Indeed's U.S. data shows that over 80% of the Indeed employees find quality candidates whose resume on Indeed matches their job description the moment that they apply. And candidates that you invite to apply through Instant Match are 3 times more likely to apply to the job rather than candidates who only see it in the search, according again to U.S. Indeed data. Indeed knows when you are growing your own business, you really do have to make every dollar count. That's why with Indeed, you only pay for quality applications that match your must-have job requirements. Visit Indeed.com/lockedon to start hiring now. Indeed.com/lockedon. Indeed.com/lockedon. Terms and conditions apply. Cost per application pricing not available for everyone. And if you need to hire, you know where to go. You need Indeed. And we are also brought to you today by our newest sponsor here, and that is Factor Meals. And you can eat stress-free this spring with Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals. Every fresh, never frozen meal is chef-crafted, and they're really good to eat. They're dietitian improved, and they're ready to eat in just a couple of minutes. And you can choose a weekly menu of 35 different options, including vegan and veggie and all that. And also discover the more than 60 add-ons each and every week, like breakfast, on-the-go lunch, snacks, and beverages to help you stay fueled up and feel good all day long. What are you waiting for? Get started today. Fuel up for your springtime goals. Speaking of springtime goals, I started spring cleaning yesterday. WTF.
You started
no
with your
fuss.
wall behind you, apparently.
Yes, it's looking great, huh? No fuss, no mess meals. Factor meals eliminate the hassle of prepping, cooking, and cleaning up. Of course, it's spring cleaning. So you need to clean up, but not with Factor meals. So make sure that you head to factormeals.com/lockedon50. Locked on 50. I said 59 yesterday. Use the promo code locked on NHL50 to get 50% off of your first order. Factormeals.com/lockedonnhl50 to get 50% off of your first box plus 20% off of your second box while your subscription is active. Welcome back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco with a long read there. And that's the end of the show. No WTF today? Is that okay? It is that time. It's time for WTF. I'll start off first and we'll go rapid fire here because we don't have much time remaining. Third period. WTF. Now 45 goals given up by the Golden Knights since February the 1st. WTF. 45 goals since February 1. WT stinking F.
I wrote an article over the summer suggesting I think Marchessault was entering his last season, and I've hinted at that, leading up to the season, even early in the season. And boy, I got dragged. I got absolutely dragged. I got stones throw at me. I got Mark stoned. I got Mark stoned. I got tomatoes and cabbage and everything else thrown at me, and like I was about to go out like Mel Gibson in Braveheart there. That's how pissed off the fan base got when I suggested anything negative about Jonathan Money Marchessault. Hanifin gets his contract. I put a tweet out there saying, cool, good for Hanifin, but how can Marchessault, I use the word Marchessault gets no respect around here, or the lack of, whatever the terminology was, and like a ton of people saw that. I'm sure I pissed off a lot of people with that tweet, my bad. But the point being is everyone in that tweet is now talking about Marchessault. He's 33 years old. I mean, he's probably going to be gone at this point, but Hanifin's really good for the long term. Like, the light went off so fast. I'm not knocking Hanifin. Hanifin is a gem of a find, and we gave McCrimmon his credit in the first segment about that. But everyone all of a sudden, who's Marchessault? Jonathan Marchessault, who's number 81? Poof, fairy dust, Tony. He's fairy dust. He's gone.
Fairy
He
dust
doesn't
again.
exist anymore. Like, I am
Whoa.
just absolutely shocked at how everyone is just like, is Marchessault the heel all of a sudden now? Like,
No, I
Marchessault's
am.
the heel and Hanifin's the baby face. And so that's my first WTF. Now you go.
Okay, we've got a bunch of them. Let's get to some of our listener and viewer comments. You had one that you sent to me. Can you pull that
Yeah,
one up?
I'll
too,
do that.
in
I'll
the
rapid
intro?
fire that one after you do yours.
Okay, this is from MMAC, Nevada NV. WTF is this team going to do in the playoffs? Man up.
There you go.
I like that one. At that _ guy 448. Why is working a night shift like a VGK game? Start off great and struggle to make it through the end.
Ooh,
WTF. I like that one.
it's good.
I like that one a
It's really
lot.
good, actually.
Our guy at eRuns. WTF to channel my inner meatball. Where are the big hits? I'm with you, bro. Is this team checked out? WTF. Go ahead. You could fire a couple.
All right, so Dylan, here's my WTF. While we're heading home, the Avs, no joke, and other 3 non-playoff teams wouldn't mind playing spoilers. The Blues could keep winning. Who knows when or if the VGK will get back on track. I really hope they don't blow this WTF. A couple from me really fast. Number 1, the scratch right here. That's my daughter last night. But this is what happens during cuddle time before she goes to bed. I get a scratch, so I'm not going to say the statement about my daughter, but we'll just say she scratched me and it hurts. All right. Last night when I was opening my boxes of sports cards,
Right.
what do I friggin' pull out of Upper Deck SP game used? I pull the friggin' Howler Arizona Coyotes mascot card, and I just laughed.
That can't be worth a penny.
No, it's worth. No, it's gonna be vintage. It's gonna be like a retired player pretty soon.
Okay.
So bad. But so yeah, that was a funny moment, and then no one caught this. I'm so sad. I thought I pulled off the troll of trolls yesterday. So when I do my shows, when I sell my cards on whatnot, you sell it by the team. So you can buy the Chicago Blackhawks, you can buy the Vegas Golden Knights. I had the Coyotes loaded as the Utah Coyotes, and I put a tweet out there, and no one saw it yet. No one saw it. I'm kind of sad about that one. Last WTF, there's a lot of couch GMs out there doing video game trades for the Golden Knights next season about how this is going to work and how that's going to work. And, you can trade this player and get this. That's not how it works at this level, folks. You don't just like you're playing Madden, you make a trade of players simply based on ratings or their compensation, and it just automatically pushes through, or you trade 3 players for 1. It's not how it works, everybody. It's not how it works. So point being is, I don't know if we talked about in the first segment, if there's going to be the money even to get Marchessault at a home team discount, let alone at what fair market value is. And the last WTF, someone said Chandler Stevenson's going to sign for $7 million plus somewhere next. If he signs for $7 million, that means Marchessault is worth $11 million.
He's worth about 11 or 12. Of course, all you need to know as a VGK fan when you're talking about trades is the return is future consideration. Of course, that's it. And then you're a genius,
traded
right?
like 3 times this week for future considerations.
That's right. At VGK fan in Toronto, it was his birthday this week.
Oh, yes.
Happy birthday, bro. WTF, love the Hanifin signing. Now we need to sign Marchessault and get ready to take our DeBoer on once again. And then, there's a lot of interesting tweets out there. Someone asked, what will the nickname of the new Salt Lake City franchise be? So I'm going to go.
WTF, but you go.
Okay, quick WTF. I'm going to go with the Salt Lake Shakers. The Salt Shakers, like the Rump Shakers, the Salt Shakers.
So here's the weirdest thing about this whole Coyotes situation. Allegedly, there you go, Tony.
Allegedly. I'm not an entertainer.
I'm
not
Coyotes
a broadcaster. I'm not a journalist. I am allegedly a court jester, I think. With a hat.
Where's the hat?
With the hat.
All right. So allegedly, the Coyotes will be keeping their name intact when they move to Salt Lake, and they're going to be the Utah Coyotes, Salt Lake Coyotes, whatever it is. They're going to still be the Coyotes. But supposedly in 3 years, there's going to be another expansion in Arizona, and the Coyotes are still tweeting about keeping the Coyotes name in Arizona. Like, Like, is this like a literally like a live coyote chasing the Roadrunner type thing? Like what is going on here? This is very
No.
interesting.
It's like a coyote biting a little child's hand at Lake Las Vegas. One more WTF on the way out for you, Golick. This rumor here in Montreal. This is from at the Wagging Tail. I like this. Montreal.
The Wagyu tail?
Wagging, not Wagyu.
Oh.
That's something else. Okay. Rumors here in Montreal that the Knights wouldn't sign Marchessault and the Canadians could sign him as a free agent this summer. I doubt very much that Vegas would let that gem go. And we're going to let all of our gems go right now. WTF? We have to, man, I could keep going all day long here and talk about how rigged this stinking schedule is with the opponents playing back-to-backs. And then, of course, Edmonton in the playoff hunt now. They've got back-to-backs, 3 of them in their last 10 games. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you so much for joining us and staying with us all stinking week long. Of course, on this weekend, you can find, again, on Saturdays, the Chris Times Chris show. That is the YouTube exclusive. And, of course, find us wherever you get your podcast. And we can't do it without folks like our everydayers. We definitely appreciate all of you. For my man, Chris Golick, I'm Tony Cardasco reporting from Las Vegas. We'll see you again on Monday, hopefully. We'll see you again on Monday if I don't get fired for being too obnoxious today, right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Take care.
It hasn't happened yet. We're clear, bro. We're clear.